You like my clickbait title? I apologize, but it is, I will explain. Yes, I can swing the club at the speeds that if you watch me hit balls over the years, yes, I can swing at those speeds. What I've come to realize is that what it takes for me to do that is not an efficient motion, and it is really starting to hurt. I've ignored a lot of wrist pain and neck pain over the years. That was foolish. I've barely played much golf. As you can see, I've really only started making videos recently. Just from the last couple of days, how much my wrist hurts and how sore I am has really made me just go, you know what, you need to stop and rethink what's going on here. Let's be real. I don't have great control over the ball flight on the golf course. I do have a bit of an erratic two-way miss when my timing is off. So there's technical reasons why the way I generate speed, let's just say, is not exactly conducive to playing well. So that's why I use the word fake. It's, yeah, I can swing fast, but like it doesn't really serve a purpose. And two, is that it is legitimately causing me a lot of pain that I'm starting to get concerned is going to stop me from playing good golf. I can swing a 7-iron, you know, after a light warm-up, which I've already done around 100 miles an hour or just under that. And it doesn't necessarily take a lot of effort, but what it does take is an emotion that resembles a little bit more like what you would do for long drive and not really what you would do for being a good golfer. Make what is my normal swing. Kind of ow. 100 miles an hour. There you go. So it's fast. Great. You know, it's great. Is it a super efficient swing? No. There's a lot of dynamic loft there. So I get this type of shot a lot. You know, I am a high launch, low spin kind of guy at times. When you look at the actual golf swing, what you'll see is the body is rotating so much, so early. I mean, hips have turned more than they probably need to for the whole swing. My arms aren't even at parallel, basically. My chest has already made a full turn. I am nowhere near finished. I am still turning. I am still turning. I'm still turning. Pushing myself really far. And so things are out of sequence. You know, the body's not really in sequence with the arms. The hands want to catch up. They want to not chunk it. They want to time it. They want to shallow it. All this angle in the wrist is causing me a lot of pain. And yeah, I can whip this thing through with a lot of speed, but you can see the leg work is sloppy. It's a big over rotation in terms of how much I turn. Of course, there's people that are watching this that don't do enough of those types of things, and that's fine. I actually want to go and play golf, hit the ball consistently online, and I really want to stop hurting myself and having to take long breaks. And honestly, if there's a third bonus, I can swing at a speed that, for when I test clubs and do videos, that's a little bit more relatable. It might be closer to like what a PGA Tour average would be, or even slightly below. And it's not the easiest thing on the ego, but I think for whatever reason, I've had this sort of moment. The universe has told me enough is enough. You got to get a handle on this. Here's how I'm going to go about it. And it basically comes from the fact that I don't feel the end range of my swing. And I've been told this by Ian Meller, who you would see in a few videos recently. He came up and did a 3D assessment with me. He told me basically, you get to a point that a full backswing turn has occurred. You don't even feel it. So your brain doesn't say, okay, enough, go ahead, swing. You keep going, you keep going, you keep going. I've also, over the years, you know, just I guess through bad habit and bad instruction, developed a habit of holding onto the wrists and trying to increase lag and not swinging the club freely, not letting the hands and the handle kind of work. Of course, there are people that are too handsy. I'm not. I'm actually not handsy enough. I have decided, as of this morning at 11 a.m., it's time for me to make a long, permanent change, but I can't rely anymore on this extreme amount of rotation and sloppiness and the extreme forces of the wrist to produce these speeds. Not great for golf, and boy does it hurt. So I'm gonna make a swing that by my estimation, I don't turn at all. I basically just swing the club back and through with my hands, hit a 7-iron. Let's just see what happens. Okay, so I pulled it slightly, but it felt very easy, very accurate. Let's go take a look. So this person here is under the impression that he did not turn and he only used his hands. He clearly has what we would call a perception problem. So I've already turned quite a bit, but it's good. So, by the time my arm has reached parallel here, I would say the chest is turned, 45 degrees or so. Great, great. As I get to the top, we've kind of finished that turn. The hips turn a little bit. And then in the downswing, again, I didn't really feel like I was doing much other than sort of really just trying to swing the handle of the club, not trying to crank on the handle and pull on it, just try to let it swing through and release. And it looks different, and it feels like absolutely no effort, and it feels like I made pretty much no range of motion. So this is the type of thing I tell people all the time. When I give them a drill like this, they go, oh, there's no way I could swing like that. It feels like I'm not swinging at all. It's like, okay, well, this is minute 1. So you're watching minute 1. So I might hit a couple of crap ones in the next few minutes. If I give up on this, then that's on me, man. Then I'm going to go through another 10 years of wrist pain and frustration and inconsistency. And I will continue to be the guy that you play golf with me, and 2-3 times around, I'll hit a drive, and yeah, it goes forever. It's a mile past everyone else. It's like, oh, I've never seen a person hit that far. Great. But you also see a lot of junk, right? So functional speed, the reason I call in the title, which is slowly becoming less clickbait, the reason I call it fake is that it's not really for golf. It was really for, honestly, more like long drive. And I wasn't even fast enough for long drive. So why even pursue that when I should pursue something that is easy on me and accurate? And I'm mostly just continuing to talk myself into not quitting on this, because no one wants to swing slower. I know no one wants that. Feels pretty good. So interestingly, lately, I've been getting very shallow. I've been getting high with my dynamic loft. This is a 34-degree 7-iron. I don't play this. So I actually hit down on that a little bit more than normal. 9 degrees of shaft lean? Different, in a good way. It is slower. It's 93 miles an hour on a 7-iron. It's not that different in actual distance. Do I need to be someone who hits a 7-iron 190? Not really. What does it take for me to hit 190? Clearly, too much. So that would be one where someone starts to quit. They go, ugh, when am I going to hit these like weird kind of blocks now? That didn't feel like I even swung. That was more like my old pattern than the new pattern. So that thought right there was hold on to this club. Don't let this club go. Don't let the handle swing. Don't feel the head accelerate through. Use just your body to pull the club through. That's the old motion. And it didn't feel easy, to be honest with you. That felt like strain. So I know that right away, that is not what I'm trying to do. Felt really good. So anytime I tell someone, hey, you're working on something new, you kind of got to stick with it. Old things you did to make it work, they don't disappear instantly. If you appreciate our honest, unbiased, no marketing approach, you can help support the channel in a couple of ways. Leave us a super thanks. You can actually order just about anything golf club or shaft wise through Golf Liberty. As now the timing and sequencing of my swing are changing, you can't expect your body to just go, oh, good to go. You're going to hit the ball perfectly now. And this is the mistake that people make. I've made it. And I'm talking to you while I do this, so I don't do it right now, is giving up when something clearly good for them doesn't immediately produce perfect results. So one thing I'm now it's easier for me to feel is that in transition, even now I'm not overturning, I can really feel my wrist wanting to do this. I can really feel it. That one felt nice. Let's have a look. So when I look at the flow of my swing, normally more of a hallmark of my swing is that through impact. And again, it's not going to change from day one. Through impact, my head usually really goes downward and then really chases through, because I've been, again, trying to time it back up and hang on to my wrists. You sort of have to lower yourself and chase through to make contact. Slowly, as I start to let the club actually unwind through impact properly, my posture through impact can start to change. The stress on the body can start to change. It looks like it's going to be around 4 or 5 miles an hour slower on my actual clubhead speed. That felt really nice. That felt completely foreign. That doesn't feel like a golf swing I've ever made. I don't even know how to describe it. I felt like my body rotated through easier. I felt like that took absolutely zero effort. And yes, I'm hitting the ball shorter, and yes, my club speed is lower, but my wrist does not hurt right now. If you're not willing to take steps back, which for different people mean different things, if I'm not willing to take a step back in clubhead speed, maybe permanently, then I cannot expect to have a future where I don't have pain that prevents me from playing golf. I cannot expect to have a future where I improve my actual ability to hit the ball on line and fairways on greens and have a better short game. I can't expect those things. There is no such thing as a quick fix. Again, a little bit of the old habit, takes time. Still holding on to it, don't want to let go. So how much before of me getting like way behind the ball, right? And getting the club way low and around, how much was that a Band-Aid to make that not happen? You know, maybe I don't really release the club properly. Maybe I don't shallow the club naturally. Maybe the improper turn I've been making and wrist motion I've been making has kind of been letting me get away with certain things. So when you change something so fundamentally, you can't expect everything to click into line, and maybe it will expose other things, other compensations you've been making that kind of need change as well. And believe me, I will be real with you, this is taking all my mental strength to not give up on, because it's annoying to hit bad shots. Slightly better. So let's look at that. Again, I don't feel like I'm turning. That guy's definitely turning. He's turned. Maybe a little too far, actually. I think that's the best job I've done of just trying to feel like I swing the handle of the club. Yeah, it's 7, 8 miles an hour slower than my normal speed. If you have something glaring, you have to decide, am I willing to blow this up and do what at first feels like starting from scratch, take a big step back, or do I just kind of want to get a little bit better, help me be a little bit better? I can just tell you that over the years, I've had a lot of really extremely good instruction, very good instruction, but I probably haven't actually gotten better at golf because I've always had a huge over-rotation. And I've always really held on to this wrist, not really let it go, not really let the club feel light and whip it through. So the biggest reason that I've probably never done it is that purely from ego, I look at that clubhead speed number and I go, well, people know me as being able to swing this thing closer to 120. What are they going to say? I guess at this point, who cares? Because they don't have to go home and ice their wrist at night and deal with neck pain and play poor golf. If you're watching this channel and this is the first time you've ever watched one, you probably won't care and you probably won't know what the hell I'm on about. If you have been watching for a long time, probably have to get used to me being at a little bit more of a reasonable clubhead speed for lessons and testing clubs. And I think overall, I don't see how that could be a bad thing. And I would love to keep swinging quickly for you for entertainment purposes, but I think the body has finally said no more.